Dr. William Hold is the president of the National Alliance of Insurance Education and Research, the United States' leading professional insurance and risk management education resource. He talks to ILStv about the importance of continuing education.
It's important because when you look at, especially these days, about what is emphasized, and I'm sure it's across the world, I mean, price becomes so important. Everybody's looking at value, especially in these times. Well, if you can't differentiate yourself and you can't provide a value, then price becomes everything. And as we said, in the absence of value, price is the dominant factor. And unless you have innovation, you don't have value. So you have to have some innovation, you have to add value, and then you can have a chance to be an effective competitor. Well, that's what education is all about. If you don't really know what you're doing, how can you differentiate yourself? How can you make yourself uncommon? And then how can you be a successful competitor? In addition to that, insurance follows the flow of commerce. I mean, insurance doesn't really invent things. People come to the industry and say, look, I've invented this new device. It can really cause some problems for people. We're not sure what it might do. The question is, what can this thing do that's not supposed to do? Not what it's really supposed to do. And so how can you help me as an industry cope with these exposures? So we respond to that, either through risk management or through a specific insurance product or some combination. So that's why insurance is always current, because it follows what industry is doing. When you look at some of the big problems that the auto insurance industry had 25 years ago, it was 8-track recorders in cars. What are we going to do with these? Now it's an iPod, right? Or an MP3 player or something. We don't have those anymore. We don't have discs in cars anymore. In boats you don't. So it's a whole different, as industry changes, as people's desires change, as their asset mix changes, basically industry responds to that. And if you're not current with that, you're not going to be in business long. And more importantly, you're not serving your client.